Today I want to discuss about my experience with the immigration process in India and also the random custom check. Because this was the first time I went to India as some foreign national, because previously I used to have Indian passport. So you reach New Delhi because that's the first place. Through the immigration checkposts, they just check your passport and your visa or OCI, because I had OCI. So OCI is basically an overseas citizen of India. It's kind of a lifetime visa if someone doesn't know about it. It's still a visa. So you're not like a dual citizen. You have a visa for India for lifetime. There are few restrictions the Indian government has included in that. So once you go through the immigration, you take your domestic flight and you reach to your domestic destination, and then obviously the immigration process doesn't have to do anything once you reach your domestic destination. But when you come back, there is also obviously with any country, you will also go through the same immigration process. So mine was I have to depart from Amritsar when I was coming back. So usually I think in India in the previous years, the immigration was used to take place from Amritsar or from your local destination if it's an international airport, but they have changed it. But now the immigration check happens in New Delhi. So I went through Amritsar, got my boarding passes, got the domestic flight, and I reached New Delhi. So strangely, when you reach New Delhi, and it was Air India, unfortunately our flight got late, and I think many people already told me, and I was expecting that the flight will get late. So I had the layover time in, I think, New Delhi for about 3.5 hours. Our flight got late by about 1 hour. The domestic flight, which was the flight itself, was about 1 hour. So we reached, I think, about like 12:50 or so, and so my international flight was around, I think, 3 p.m. Or so. It was also again Air India, so I was expecting more delays. So I basically, when we landed at New Delhi, so the people, I think the Air India staff, so they were, I think, making group of us. So they have already codes to separate people. So some were given RR, which is, I think, probably the random custom check is required. So some people have given different designation. So we were taken through the driveway. We were supposed to go to the then the departure for the international at T3. So we were taken through different, I think, tables. First they check your reports, which is your COVID report, if it's negative, which they already checked at Amritsar airport, but they again check it. It take another hour or so because there were so many people, and then we went through the immigration check, because they again check you where you are going, you at least have a visa or not. So they again check your passport, because obviously I had US passport, so there's no issue. So that was the immigration check. Itself was quick, but standing in the line, it was not quick, because there were, I think, about, I can say, I think 200 people standing in the line, if I say, because there are many counters as well, but it was hectic. I think to reach the counter while passing through the line, it took me about like 50 minutes or so. So the clock was ticking. Some people were trying to cut off the line because they were getting late on their flight, because most of the time in India you have flights which are overnight, especially if you want to travel overseas at some other foreign country. So mostly you have flight in the early morning time. So many people were just trying to even request, begging you, okay, I have flight like within half an hour, please let me go or cut the line, obviously in that. But obviously I allowed, and also other people allowed. And when I went through the immigration check, finally I thought, okay, it's good. Now I go through the security check. It would be fine. I would be fine. I will just, I think probably I have like 15 minutes to rest or so. But I was mistaken, because then that same, I think, staff member were taking us to a random custom security check, which is basically a random Indian customs check, which usually they just want to check because you are a foreigner and you have in India. And basically it took me another, I think, 50 minutes, because there were so many people, and some people, I think, even missed their flight. So there were so many people, they were just going through it. Oh, okay, what's your name? And probably for some of the people, they don't even check their I think any kind of questioning happened. So it's just they check their name, and okay, you can go. So for few of the people, they were asking questions, and I can share you my experience. So I went inside that room, and they asked me, one of the, I think, the person, the custom professional, he just asked me question. Okay, you have US passport. Okay, what you do in US? I said I'm an attorney. And okay, what kind of practice you do? And then he asked me, okay, how much money you brought to India? Because usually, just to give you little info, you can bring about $5,000 to India without declaration, because when you arrive to India, you have to go through customs area. You don't have to like file anything. But if it's above 5,000, and if you have, because I was reading their rules, so if you have like more than 50,000 rupees of electronics, just remember 50,000 rupees is about like $800 or $750 or so. So if you have more than that amount of electronics, you have to report it. And in addition to that, if you have more than $5,000, you have to report it. There is a custom section. When you are arriving, you have to report it. And also, the another rule when you go out, it's basically if you brought that $5,000 or below, you are not reporting it. But when you are converting it, you have to keep the documents with you. If suppose you go to some currency exchange outlet, you should keep the receipt of that I converted this money, because when you come back and if there is a custom check, then you have to show that documentation that you converted it from authorized outlets, so they can basically, the basic sense is, so they can keep track of it, that you didn't, like it's not like money laundering, or it's not converting through some other medium. Everything is tracked. So he asked me, okay, how much money you brought, and did the documentation of that, and so basically the money which I bought, I have to my family, I was supposed to give it to my family for their help and things. So there was not much which I converted, because I was using cards and such. So credit card, you don't have to convert in such a way, because it's automatically kind of converted. So that, I think, a couple of minutes questioning, so they just allowed me, okay, yeah, it's fine, you can go. But I have seen, like, it took me about like 50 minutes or an hour for that time. I think I was only left with half an hour. I just ran through because you also have to go through security check, and there were so many lines, so many people. It took me another half an hour to go through security check, because again, you have to put your belt, and people were literally begging again in that line, okay, please let me go. I have a flight within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, my gate will close, and so and so. So it was a very hectic time. So just another tip is that if you only have like three hours of layover time, I will recommend you to take another schedule of your flight, so at least you have like about 5 hours, 4 hours time, because it can get hectic. And if you miss your flight, no one cares. Where are you? If you are far away, probably they will not stop, because they will not stop the whole flight for for you guys if it would be taking 1 hour more. So another, and especially because when you reach to the gate, if you are especially coming back to US, you have to do another security check at gate number, I think 1 or 2, because usually all the flights which goes to US early morning, so usually you have to take gate number 1 or 2. It's, I think, gate 1A and 1B. So there was a big line of people because they do again another security check, and you just go through that and then you can board your plane. So just keep, I think, 4 or 5 hours of layover time with you, because then you have to board the plane and you have to sit there for 16 hours. It is what it is with I think the process in early morning. So you go through that, and my experience, this was kind of a very hectic, I think, experience. I didn't even got the time to sit even in the, I was imagining I will sit, I think, in the lounge area, in the I think the international departure section, but I just went through so fast at there because there's only like half an hour left. So again, just keep those things in mind, and I hope your journey will be smooth enough and you will, I think, have a little buffer time before your international departure. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you.